What's up guys, in this video I'm going to show you 5 BedWars pro tips that are instantly going to make you a much better player. But quickly before we go, please remember to leave a rating and a comment, that helps me out a lot, and if you really enjoy, consider subscribing. But that's all, so let's get into the video. And the first tip is the most important, something I cannot stress enough: don't flat bridge. Never flat bridge, for multiple reasons. So first of all, when you start flat bridging, for example to mid, when you actually finish the bridge and it's just a flat bridge, then you're basically inviting your enemies. Because when you have a flat bridge, anyone with just any decent timing, they don't even have to have blocks or anything, they can just walk into your base, and you never ever you want to make entrance to your base that easy. So you just don't want to do that. What you should do, for example, you should try to bridge, for example, just a few blocks higher or something like that. Even 4 blocks. Even 4 blocks is going to be better than a flat bridge. Of course, it also depends on map. You basically don't want entrance to your base to be accessible without any blocks in most cases. You don't want it to be obvious or inviting. You don't want enemies coming to your base, and flat bridge makes it so they come. So you just don't want a flat bridge. Pro tip number 2. You want high ground. You always, or actually at least in most cases, you want high ground. So basically what you want to do, for example, the case where people don't do high ground well, I've noticed especially often, is when someone is bridging above you like this and people just start doing something like this. This is bad for multiple reasons. For example, if the enemy is, for example, in here, he can just either jump onto you and knock you off, he can wait to knock you off, or he can jump on your pillar, for example, place a block in here, knock you off. You're just basically making it easier for him to come down and you're exposing yourself. This is just bad. So what you want to do in such case is, for example, if the enemy is pushing to you and you know you won't have time to like meet him, just like, you know, build a staircase to him, you know you're not going to be fast enough, then what you can, for example, do is you can make a staircase backwards. And what it's going to do is it's going to distance you from the enemy so he can't knock you off. It's also going to let your teammates come up, and well, it's just going to be a lot safer for you as well. And you can get to that height and then build a bridge and meet him, or even regain high ground like this. You can then, for example, side staircase, do something like this, then you can go to him, try to meet him like this. Basically, you don't want to pillar up, you want to try using staircases or something like this. You don't want to expose yourself. Tip number 3, it's actually really simple. Don't ignore diamond gens. They can help you out a lot, especially in something like solo or duo. They can be really meaningful, but in force as well, definitely, they are going to be helpful. And you just don't want to forget that they exist. People often just rush mid and forget that diamond gens exist. And well, they are strong. They can give you sharpness, they can give you traps, and traps can often come in clutch. And well, basically they are going to give you an advantage over your enemies if they didn't get that. For pro tip number 4, I'm going to need an assistant, and this is going to be the bed. This is my assistant. So something I also noticed new players do really bad is bed defense. So first of all, there are a few really basic bed defenses that you can learn in literally minutes or even faster. They are really simple to build and stuff like this, and they are going to be a lot better than something random that you're going to build. But even if you're like choosing random materials, don't build a cube. Don't do something like this, which I've seen people do so many times. It is an awful defense for multiple reasons. Let me show you. So for example, let's say that this is your bed defense. Apart from the fact that, for example, from here 1 block is going to expose your bed and stuff like this, if someone is here, it's hard to hit him. You have no way of accessing him if you don't have blocks. I mean, technically, you can like jump and hit him, but it's going to be a lot harder. And if he manages to mine even 1 block, you can't hit him out. You have to come up here and you have to kill him, or he's going to mine in here and destroy your bed. This is a really bad defense. You don't want to build cubes. What you want to do is build something like this. It is really simple. Just build this. each side of your bed should be secured, and then you just, for example, get wood, let's say, and you just build over each of those blocks, like this. It is a really simple, no matter what blocks you choose, it's going to be still a lot better than just building a cube. And right now, if an enemy tries to like mine down or something, there is no place where he can hide. He has to build around him, which is going to make it a lot harder for him to really do like this. And in case of a cube, he can literally just mine one block and he's almost safe. Now for the last pro tip, it's going to be about upgrades and traps that you buy. So first of all, in many cases you want a trap, but people often buy traps that are close to useless. So the most common trap, and probably in most cases the best trap you can get, is miner fatigue trap. I'm pretty sure everyone is going to say this is the best trap and you should always get it. It's just like the most versatile and probably the most useful trap you can get. And the other thing, when you have diamonds, you probably don't want to upgrade Iron Forge, you probably don't want to get Heal Pool, and you probably don't want to, like, I don't know, upgrade your dragon or anything. What you most likely will want to do is to get sharpness, is to get protection, and to get traps. Heal Pool is useful when you don't have a bed, then you can come to your base to quickly heal, for example, but other than that, you probably don't really want Heal Pool that much. The sharpness and protection is going to heavily outweigh the benefits, and the same as traps. So try to focus on sharpness, protection, and traps. But I guess that's going to be it for this video. Again, please remember to leave a rating and a comment, that helps me out a lot, and if you don't, my pet Technoblade will be sad. And if you really enjoyed, consider subscribing, and I'll see you around.